Guess what, snitches? It's time for the CGN Hotline show to begin right now!
Fighting and sometimes driving, wondering what the knuckle is. Excellence and what is the valor? And the key will end up with a golf ball. CGN!
It's time once again for the hottest fantasy football show to ever be recorded in a car studio. That's right, I'm Borck Legendary. Now look, guys, some of you are weeping out there. Some of you are stressed out.
I'm wet. I'm wet. I'm hysterical and I'm wet. I'm in pain and I'm wet. And I'm still hysterical. No, don't hit it. It doesn't help. It only increases my sense of danger.
Some of you are feeling good. Some of you got some wisdom, like me, that they want to spread.
Just remember,
At number one, let's take a look at those results from last week, shall we? Our first matchup from last week saw the greatest fantasy going against the lazy perfectionists. It was a romp here, folks. 154 to 73. The lazy perfectionists dropped to 1-5. Greatest fantasy goes to 4-2. Our next matchup has Coyote Snuggly. They got the victory over Afternoon Delight, 144 to 87. Coyote Snuggly going to 4-2. Afternoon Delight 2-4. Our next matchup had Red Jefferson Dung Run scoring 157 points, beating Exilo Supremo. They scored 138 in the losing effort. Both teams now at 4-2. Our next match had Pimps McGee scoring 139 points and getting the W over the favorite sweater. The favorite sweater drops to 3-3. Pimps McGee goes to 4-2. And our last matchup saw the Loose Balls, the upset pick, winning 124 over the Sharks with 94. They're both 2-4. Boy, that 157 points, Red Jefferson Dung Run. You got the highest point total of the week and the $15. You the best, baby.
I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best.
Feature segment this week is Volume 2 of the CGN Hotline Show's documentary series. It's some real history, real stuff, guys, that are new to the league that happened about 5 years ago between Crofty, Afternoon Delight, and myself, Team Borck. This is some legit history, and it's a documentary series that is going to chronicle that. So let's take a look and see what happened. In 2013, the Crazy Go Nuts Fantasy Basketball League was about to enter a period of evolution. What had been built had to be torn down. It had to be destroyed. This is the story of the instruments of that destruction. This is the story of the League of War. How Crofty and Team Borck almost destroyed the world.
The Great War. Crofty. Seems like a long time ago now.
At this point, I think I was delinquent at least 7 or 8 weeks on one of the dues. At one point, I just enjoyed doing it just to watch his bomb just explode.
Well, yes. I remember I was the banker in those early days. Difficult job, I must tell you. And it seemed that Crofty, if I remember correct, refused to pay at the end of the season. It seems that his team was losing, and he thought, why should I pay $20 to a losing effort?
After years of peace, Crofty and Team Borck amassed their forces.
I think he crossed the line. I was at a very nice barbecue, a nice picnic, and I get a bling, little text notification from Facebook that says, Jeff Borck has commented on one of your photos.
It violated the entire honor of the thing. Why If one person could not pay, then why wouldn't everyone not pay if their team wasn't winning? It really was an untenable situation.
So it was a picture of me and my son. It was a really nice picture I just put up, and I thought, oh, he must have commented on the one with my son and I. And, sorry, this really affects me, but...
And so, when I realized that he was not going to be logical about the situation, we declared war.
Conflict began on the northern front, causing confusion and casualties on both sides.
He said, "Cute kid, where are the league fees for basketball? LOL." And I really thought the LOL just meant a big giant FU. I mean, I really did.
This opening confrontation began a conflict that would rage over the Crazy Go Nuts fantasy world for months. Both sides taking shots at one another at will. It was bloody carnage.
I tried to decide to myself, what should I do? I tried messages of reason and logic. They were met with nothing but anger and clear misunderstanding of my intention as the banker. It's just about the honor of the thing and keeping the payout as high as possible. That is the duty of anyone who's the bank.
Like, he took it to that level where you reached out to basically my family, into my home. You got into my home and into my head.
Attempting to achieve victory as quickly as possible, Team Borck employed an intriguing new strategy.
We changed our name to Buy-In Optional. Our new stratagem, as it were, was to show the league that if fewer people paid this optional buy-in, that there would be no prize pool for the winners.
I thought I would give it 24 hours, just wait it out, just see exactly what I would do with it. And I waited about 24 seconds and I was immediately in front of my computer typing the most scathing response to a message board fantasy football league chatterbox thing.
Message after message. Response upon response. Blood, sweat, tears, filth, muck, grime. All of these were the Great War.
The plan worked perfectly. Buy-in Optional, with Guru Jombi at the helm, clever little fellow, successfully showed the league that if fewer people paid the buy-in, they would care. The buy-in from that point was immediately made non-optional.
I just can't believe he did that. So that really started our rivalry and really, I think, shaped the world. I mean, the world of fantasy for sure.
Team Borck would be nothing without me. I am the brains behind everything that they do. That Jeff Borck is nothing without my mind.
I think it changed us for the better, but it took a while. I mean, it took probably 3 or 4 different years of fantasy. So I was in the basketball league, I was in the football league, I was in the baseball league, I was in the dynastic tendencies league. I thought I was in with everybody there, and I was one of you. And I just felt that most of you took his side.
While both sides thought they had achieved victory, all historians subsequently agreed they were both bozos.
Battle raged non-stop for several weeks. Eventually, a truce was called, but not before the damage had well been done.
I think it's the Doge. I think it's Jake. He just responded after that and said, "This is awesome." And I don't really think that a person who has already felt like an outsider should have someone else not even in the conversation say, "This is awesome," after he posts it.
And while the war was deadly, it brought forth new life, new hope, and a crazy go nuts for the future.
How many men must die before we pay the bank? That's all this war was about.
You know, I don't know how I would react to meeting you, to meeting Borck. I think at this point our rivalry has gotten, you know, full circle, and you know we're you know very, very much friends, you know, inside the fantasy realm, in the arena, man in the arena, as LeBron would say.
Today, Crofty and I are fabulous fantasy friends. He's a fine fellow. He lives in Cleveland. Lovely family. Indeed, an honorable man. I must admit that I do believe he's a bit of a bye week, but a good chap nonetheless. I'd say we love him. Why, yes, we do.
You know, this rivalry was something that, you know, shaped us, I think all of us, for knowing what a good rivalry was, and some of the bad things that happened with it too, like therapy.
Some real history there, guys. There was real emotion. This fantasy football business, it taps into the inner beast in us all, and we've all grown from that. Crofty, I love you, man, and I'm glad you did the interview. Thank you very much. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I actually think I might be playing you this week. I don't know. Let's check out the matchups for week 7. Our first matchup sees the loose balls going against the favorite sweater. Guys, the loose balls just knocked 2 in a row off here. Matt Ryan's getting hot, okay? Sanders looking good. I have a feeling that the Doge is about to explode and go all the way to 5-5. I think he's about to just start tearing it down, everybody. The Doge is going to win this one. All right, we've got Red Jefferson, Dung Run, and Pimps McGee. Red Jefferson just won the $15. Okay, they're rolling. DeMarcus Winston is rolling. Okay, their team is hot. And you know who I love on that team? Kareem Hunt. Doc, I got to tell you, I don't think you got it. I think Kareem Hunt and the boys are going to roll this team to 5-2. Red Jefferson, Dung Run to win it. Talk about a tough loss. Exolo Supremo scores 138 points last week, and they come up short to go to 4-2 with the rest of us. I think there's 5 teams that are 4-2 right now. Exolo Supremo got robbed. Okay, they are about to take revenge for that robbing. They look for them to roll big time this week. It's that time again. The CGN Hotline shows Upset of the Week.
Catches, one dribble, steps back, puts up a 3, won't go, rebound tip taken by Spades, final seconds, it's over, it's over. Cleveland is a city of champions once again. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
I gotta tell you, there was something about that series, and I gotta say there's something about the Lazy Perfectionists this week. Okay, they're 1-5. They're going against the Sharks at 2-4. I know they're not technically selected to be the loser, but I think everyone thinks he's gonna lose. I'm calling the upset pick. The commish beats Ezekiel Elliott and the Sharks. And look at this, me and Crofty going against each other. How fitting that it was a feature week. That 57 points up there that's projected for him right now. He's got players out. I do have some players out too. I don't know, this could be the crap bowl, but I'm gonna pick, Crofty, me. I know it's a surprise, but I'm gonna pick me to beat you this week. I love you like a fantasy brother, but I'm gonna beat you down like a stepchild. So Cleveland versus Atlanta, this is the time, okay? We're taking the W. The greatest fantasy gets the win. That's it, fellas. Another week is in the books of the CGN Hotline Show. I'll see you guys on the field.